Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. Season 44 of Alliance War has concluded and the rewards were sent out yesterday afternoon, so it's time once again to open some crystals and then look back on how the season went for myself and for my Alliance SSX. We're going to have a pair of Nexus crystals to open and also 2 7-stars as well, which are very important because we have the Necropolis coming up in just a few weeks, so we want some champs that are going to help us get through completion and ultimately exploration of that. Okay, first things first, let's go ahead and claim the rewards. For the Nexus crystals, there are very few champs that I'm chasing anymore as 6 stars, so I think we're going to go 1 skill, because I'm still missing a dupe on Aegon and Gwenpool, I think, and then 1 science, because I'd like to get Electro also. So we'll lock those in. Alright, let's open these 2 Nexus crystals here. Again, we'll start with the skill. We're looking for probably Aegon dupe, Gwenpool dupe. I don't remember if there are any other skill champs I'm straight up missing. So we'll see. Valkyrie, Moondragon, and Shang-Chi. None of what I'm looking for. We'll go for the max sig here. That's fine. Extra 7-star shards. I can't really be too upset with that. And again, we're looking for Electro, I think, would be top option here. Red Hulk dupe would also be pretty cool. Yeah, we'll see what we get. Negative Red Hulk Awakening. That's perfect. Saves me a gem. I love Red Hulk. Really, really good character. Very easy to use. Very powerful. Very tanky. Pretty happy with that one. So we'll call that like 1.5 wins out of 2 crystals, right? Alright, and then I think the last opening we have for today, we've got 2 7-stars. So man, top options here. These are, again, very important. We're looking for Guillotine 2099 is probably our top want here. Gamora is also up there. A dupe on Strife I wouldn't be really mad at. Yeah, these are super, super important, so let's hope we get something good here. Woo! I still feel nervous every time I open a 7-star because they happen so infrequently, you know. I think I talked about this in the Season 43 rewards video as well, how they still feel like every crystal matters. So let's not waste any time here. 7-star number 1 is getting us a more Sigs on Chavez. That's not terrible. That brings her up to Sig 40. Yeah, I think that probably ups my prestige, but she doesn't really need them. I don't know how I feel about that one. It's not bad, but it's definitely not what we're looking for there. So extra Titan shards, always fine too. Alright, let's open the second one here. Again, we're looking for Guillotine, Gamora. Guillotine, man, if we pulled Guillotine out of this, or Mantis, I would be happy with a Mantis too. Guillotine, though, number 1 option here. And we're getting a, come on, Guillotine. I don't like that at all. I am not a fan. I am not a fan of him whatsoever. That's... Oh, well, another... Alright, so no Guillotine. That is super unfortunate. So now, I think for Necropolis, I'm likely going to have to take my 6-star up to rank 5, possibly ascend her this month, which feels kind of bad investing that much into a character that is available as a 7, but you know, sacrifices must be made, I guess. So alright, let's move on to the review portion of the video. Alright, let's take a quick look at the overview of the season. So SSX finished Season 44 with a record of 7-5, and that was good enough once again to sneak us into the top 10 at rank 10. This is the 4th season in a row that we've finished in the top 10, and despite a 7-5 record, this is actually our 2nd best season of all time as an Alliance. So we were close to setting a record for deaths. I think we had 48 total across 12 wars, and the Alliance record is 44. So, you know, we had that 5-war losing streak in the middle of the season, but all of those were very close losses. And, you know, despite 5 losses, we actually played like very well, I think, in every war. So, you know, a couple of those matches did not go our way. That's unfortunate. But I'm pretty happy with the result in any case, and super proud of everybody in SSX. As far as my personal stats go, 72 kills is a new personal best. I had set a PR last season with, I think, 64, so we got 8 more kills this season, so really happy to have broken my record already. And then 0 deaths once again. I think this is my 4th deathless season in Tier 1, which is a pretty big accomplishment. I feel like it was more important this season than in any other season that I go deathless, only because I knew kind of going in that I would be getting a ton of Void fights, and I feel like dying with Void would have looked like really bad. So really happy that I was able to get through the entire season unscathed. Alright, here's a look at all the fights I took this season. Greens, of course, are solos, and there are 72 green boxes on this page, which is exactly what I want to see. So when I thought about what my favorite and least favorite fights were this season, I think they're kind of like the same thing. So if you've been following my war videos this season, I took the Node 49 Mysterio fight 5 different times. You can see him on the second to last row across there. But it wasn't until the final fight of my final war, that I actually got what I considered to be a really clean and efficient solo. So I would say that's probably my favorite fight of the season. But simultaneously, I hate fighting Mysterio on Node 49. His AI is crap. It's passive. The brute force on that node is absolutely killer. So the prior 4 fights, I think, are collectively like my least favorite fights of the season. Couple honorable mentions here, I think. The Shuri fight that I took with Hulkling, also in War 12, was really pretty. I really enjoy going back and just like watching that. It's so short. I feel like I played it perfectly. That's a difficult fight that can get out of control if you don't plan it properly. And then all the way back in War number 1, taking out that Baron Zemo with Danny Moonstar was also a really fun time. We finished that fight without taking any damage. It was the first time I had ever used Danny in War, so really, really happy with that one as well. Okay, next up, here's a look at all the attackers that I used this season, and to the surprise of absolutely no one, Void the clear number 1 here with 39, Hulkling a distant second at 7, and then Absorber Man and Iron Man tied for 3rd with 5 each, and Silk rounding out the top 5 with 4. So I track the attacker data, or the attacker assignments rather, for my battle group BG3, and Void was the number 4 most assigned attacker, which is interesting because I'm the only one who was assigned Void fights this season. So we had Kate and Cassie, and I think Quicksilver were the top 3, but those champs were spread out across like multiple different players in the battle group. But I was the only one who was given Void fights, so I thought that was kind of funny that the 4th most assigned attacker was just assigned to one person. So. We also got to use King Groot for a couple fights this season. That was really cool. And then some stragglers here at the bottom. Toad, Archangel, Danny, Gallon, Omega Sentinel, and Scorpion. Something I wanted to add for this season's review video is a list of all the defenders that I faced this season. And again, unsurprisingly, Mysterio coming in number 1 with 8, so I fought him in 8 out of our 12 wars. We have a good spread below him, though. Mephisto Thing coming in there. I felt like I fought Thing in almost every war last season, so I was glad to not see him as frequently this time. A few Zemos there, Kindred, we fought Kindred a lot last season as well, and then a bunch of like one-offs there at the bottom. Carl, you can see Adam Warlock, APOC. We got that one Photon, the first time I fought Photon in an Alliance war, down there at the bottom there. Alright, here's a look at my loyalty expenses and my item usage for the season, and this is something that I wanted to track a bit more closely with the introduction of that 7-star loyalty crystal. So that crystal costs 1.5 million loyalty. It has an 80-day timer on it. So ideally what I want to do here is be earning enough loyalty from war in that 80-day period to earn a crystal at the end of the timer. And I think with you get like 3, maybe 4 seasons in 80 days. So I think if everything kind of looks the same as this going forward, I think that should be pretty feasible. So the top here are my expenses. Now I did use a few more potions than what is listed here. However, this is only tracking what I purchased during the season with loyalty. And I only buy these things one at a time because they have escalating costs, and it is an inefficient use of loyalty to be buying multiple potions at the same time. So I will buy like one a day and then wait, till the next day till it resets to buy another one. And the bottom there is the income that we get from the solo event and then from the wins and losses. So we spent just over $500,000 in loyalty this season, but earned almost double that, and we ended up with a net gain of 400,000. So I think over the course of the next few seasons, we should be pretty close to having enough for a loyalty crystal. We might not exactly hit 1.5. We might be a little short. but I think we'll be close enough that it won't be too painful buying one, every time the timer goes up. Last but certainly not least, I want to give a huge thank you to the officers and planners in Battle Group 3, DLL, who's also our alliance leader, and then Nah. I say this every season, but these guys put in so much work, season after season, war after war, setting our defense, giving us solid war plans. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, this has been one of the best seasons of all time that we've ever had as an alliance, and that is due in no small part to the efforts of these two individuals. I also want to give a huge special shout out again to Odysseus for helping plan wars while a bunch of us were traveling and in Vancouver. And again, both of the wars that he helped plan resulted in wins, so big thanks to Odysseus as well. And lastly, I also want to say that I love playing in SSX, and I think meeting a bunch of these guys in Vancouver the past weekend only solidified for me that I really don't want to play anywhere else. So shout out to everybody in the Alliance. I love all of you, and I am thrilled to continue playing with you. That's going to do it for another season of Alliance War, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I do still very much enjoy uploading war videos, even if they don't do as well as some of my other videos do. If they have been helpful to you in any way, please let me know in the comments below. I love helping people, and that's the primary reason why I continue to upload these fights, to assist somebody else who maybe has to take that fight in war and doesn't know exactly how to play it. So if they've helped you, please let me know in the comments below. And as always, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next season.